Hi, I'm Margie Holmes, psychologist, author, and educator. Today's topic is what introverts and extroverts look for in relationships. I asked the introverts first, what do you look for in a relationship? And here's what you said. At Palaboink, those who understand the importance of me time. Christina Uy, they look for the opposite of what they are. Someone who can voice articulately what's on their minds. Someone who has less inhibitions. Christian Cachero, someone who can take them out of their comfort zone, but still make them happy with what they're doing. Joji Tiangco, introverts look for intimacy, honesty, openness, and meaningful communication. Minimal partying, fun and activities that are couple-centered and are or involve only family and a few close friends. They also look for respect for personal space, prudence in financial management, joint decision-making, and reliability. At I Am People says, it's better to love introverts because they are full of surprises. At Zigzag says, it's better for introverts to date extroverts. It's fun to love the opposite. There's no more thrill if both of you are too alike. Then I also asked, what do extroverts look for in a relationship? Ross Flores says, PDA and lots of it. Rica Espirito lists several things. Number 1, communication, being able to talk about anything and everything under the sun. Number 2, acceptance, being an extrovert, I express myself differently, sometimes even crazier than most people. Criticizing my efforts to make you laugh and looking at me with disdain doesn't help the relationship. Number 3, yes, noise is our middle name. Number 4, honesty. Since we have a tendency to talk too much and listen too little, we don't mind being told that we're overdoing it. And so I think with all these things, you can see what introverts and extroverts look for in a date. But please remember that being a good date doesn't necessarily mean being a good spouse. You know, we have extroverts who are okay for introverts as dates, but not necessarily, introverts who like extroverts as dates, as you have seen earlier, but they do not necessarily do better if their spouses are also extroverts. One of the things is, you know how extroverts like to talk a lot, like to make a lot of noise, like to put their arms around other people. And so this may cause jealousy for an introvert for whom actions like that mean a lot. Right? And sometimes, hindi ba nakakapagod kung yung kasama mo is always life of the party. Always wants to go to parties when what you'd much rather do is stay home and read a book. Now, the same thing goes for extroverts liking introverts as dates because they listen to you, etc., etc. But you know, having an introvert as a date for the short time can be terrific, but if you have an introvert for a spouse and you are an extrovert, it can be kind of boring for you because, you know, it may seem like your introvert spouse is too timid, not willing to be adventurous, etc., etc. Yes, I know people say that opposites attract, but when dealing with issues, whether small issues like should Revilla and Rile, who's the other thief? Should Revilla and Rile and Jinggoy, should they be jailed? Or bigger issues like, should I have kids or not? Should we have kids or not? Being opposite may be frustrating and upsetting because our priorities are different, mainly because our personalities are different. There is, of course, another saying, birds of a feather flock together. Now, which of these two sayings are correct? I would think it depends on the situation. So what's best then? To change to be more successful either work-wise or love-wise? Is change even possible? We shall answer these two questions on @AskMargie next week. Well, that's it for today. Send me your questions, comments, and suggestions for future topics on Facebook, tweet using the hashtag AskMargie, or send an email to askmargie@rappler.com. See you next week.